Friends, and welcome back, or welcome if you are new here. If you're new here, I'm Monet. If you're not new here, welcome back, girl. And I want to talk about discipline because I think that discipline is such an important part of our lives. And I see so many videos about motivation, and motivation is not what will build a habit or create a routine or get you to your dream life. Because motivation fades. Even if you have the biggest goal, motivation will fade. Discipline is what will keep you on track, get you there, and build the habits that create your dream life. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. And without further ado, let's talk about it. Let's talk about discipline. At some point in our lives, all of us are going to start measuring our own achievements and success, or putting benchmarks on somebody else's criteria for success. And I think the biggest thing that we need to kind of wake up to, and I'm still in the process of waking up to this myself, is that somebody else's goal does not have to align with yours, and somebody else's success or achievement may not look like success to you. And when you are striving to achieve somebody else's benchmark for success, you're going to start feeling misaligned. That's where motivation falls out, and that's also where discipline may not feel easy to you, is because you're trying to discipline yourself into doing something that doesn't align with who you are or who you envision your future self to be. Some examples that I've pursued in the past, or that I'm seeing a lot online, are waking up at 5 a.m., being married by a certain age, having kids, getting a degree, having 100,000 followers, whatever it may be. If it does not feel right for you, if that is not something that you truly see for yourself or that you actually desire, then measuring your success on that benchmark isn't going to feel like success. I've heard from so many of my friends that they got a degree because their parents told them to, or society told them to, or they thought that's what they needed to do. And then when they graduate, they end up working in a totally different industry, never using their degree, and not even really valuing that piece of paper because it didn't feel like a success to them. I felt that way about my own degree. After I got a degree in strategic management, I kind of felt like, okay, what do I do with this? And then later on, I went and got my master's, and it was because I was searching for a feeling of achievement or success in a field that I really didn't even want to be in. So I thought that next piece of paper, that next accomplishment, was going to make me feel like I had made it. And then I got that second piece of paper and I realized it really didn't change how I felt. Your first step in increasing your discipline is focus on what you want out of life. And this can take quite a while to kind of flesh out, especially if you're already building a life with somebody else, because you want them to be involved. If you want to end up with them, then you want them to be involved as you're shifting your ideas, your goals, and even the way that you measure success. So you're going to want to get really, really detailed. You're going to want to focus on every single part of what your perfect day, your perfect year, your perfect life looks like, and start evaluating what goals you need to have to make that happen. An easy way that you can do this is sit down and write what your perfect day would look like. If money was no object, other people's opinions were no object, nothing else mattered aside from you having your absolute perfect day, what does that look like? Get really specific. What time are you waking up? Do you have breakfast in the morning? What house are you waking up in? Who are you waking up next to? What is your morning routine like? Do you go to the gym first thing in the morning? Do you have a really nice breakfast? Maybe you do yoga. Maybe you wake up and get in the shower immediately. What does that look like for you? After you've talked about your morning, go into what you're having for lunch. What do you do to earn money? You want to get down to those nitty-gritty details and write out what your perfect day looks like. Every single step of the way. Write out, do you make dinner? Do you have somebody else making dinner? Do you guys order out? Do you and your husband or your partner make dinner together? What are you having for dinner? Do you have dessert afterwards? Do you have a matcha midday? My perfect day, I'm having 2 matchas. No day could be perfect for me without having a matcha. I love it. And from there, you're going to start reverse engineering that day. So if it's that you want you and your partner to cook dinner every night, you're going to want to sit down with your partner and say, hey, I'd really like us to start making dinner together. Maybe it can't happen 7 nights a week, starting right now, but it could definitely happen. One is start working towards that dream life. Start building it right now as if you had all of the information, all of the funds, all of the time to do everything that you're dreaming of. Start incorporating the pieces that you can, and your discipline is going to start coming more naturally because you're working towards something that you feel really passionate about. A second step to building your discipline is one that I don't think anybody talks about enough. Self-care is absolutely necessary to being productive and wise. If you are feeling burnt out, it doesn't matter how excited you are about a goal, you will stop pursuing it if you get too burnt out. You have to be incorporating time to replenish your soul, to rest, to stop that hamster wheel in your mind going, to let your body rest. Just like when you're working out, doing a HIIT class every single day of the week, every single day of the year is going to fatigue your body, and you'll start seeing less results than if you incorporated some rest days. You absolutely have to be practicing self-care. Whether we like it or not, or we agree with it or not, pretty privilege is a thing. And if you're not taking care of yourself, you're going to start looking stressed and haggard and tired. And when you're entering rooms or entering relationships with people that can help your career advance in whatever way you're looking for, if they're noticing that you have a stressed energy or you look worn out, they're less likely to want to bring you into their fold. You can set the highest goal for yourself, but if your body or your mind is completely burnt out, it will demand a stop from you that you won't have any control over. Discipline can lean into a masculine energy, but you can actually best nurture your discipline and best grow it when you're leaning into your feminine energy. When you're building a new habit or you're disconnecting from an old one, you want to remember that you're doing so because you love yourself and because you want to cherish and nurture your time, your energy, your body, your habits. And rather than come from a place of shame or disappointment, start looking at this shift in your discipline as a way of honoring yourself. For example, if you're trying to get into a discipline of working out or getting movement, it feels really natural to say, ugh, I have to work out to lose weight, or ugh, I have to work out to lower my cholesterol, or ugh, I have to work out to get my bikini body. But when you shift your discipline from a masculine energy to a feminine energy, it looks more like, oh, I get to go on a walk today because I want those feel-good endorphins and I deserve to have some time alone in my body. Or I get to eat this really delicious meal because my body deserves to feel nourished. I get to drink some iced tea because my body deserves to feel hydrated. And because our words and our thoughts are so powerful, just having that shift in the way you describe things to yourself is going to make it feel easier. If I sit here and talk myself out of a workout because I have to do it, it's really, really easy for me to find something else to do. But if I say, oh, I want to make sure that today I get to go on a hot girl walk because it's going to make me feel good, then I will make sure I have time to do it. So when you're looking at your list of goals, shift them from I have to or I need and write them out using a positive language. I get to do XYZ to honor my body or stimulate my mind or make me feel better, give me endorphins, make more money. Whatever it is, start phrasing things as what you get to do, and you're going to be more excited to do them. 4 is to let go of societal rules. Obviously, don't start breaking laws, don't be intrusive to other people's happiness, but start really evaluating which of your goals are on there because they resonate with you and which don't. I know we already touched on this earlier, so I'm not going to dive too deep into it, but something I've been seeing trending on TikTok is my 5 a.m. morning routine, and a ton of successful, wealthy, happy people do wake up at 5 a.m. For me, I find that I'm more creative in the evenings, and so waking up at 5 a.m., I'm not going to be creative. I'm not going to be able to create the content that I want to do at 5 a.m. That's just not how I was built. But if I wake up a little later and then allow myself to work into the evening more, I find that I feel so creative. I wake up in the most positive mindset. I don't feel rushed, and I'm able to create so much more authentically than if I were deciding I had to wake up at 5 a.m. because somebody on TikTok said that's the key to success. 5th is to remind yourself that nothing changes overnight. So you want to be counting on the little successes that you experience all throughout the journey. Little successes that I will count as a win for myself is if I drink 1 extra glass of water, if I go a little bit further on my hot girl walk, or if I walk a little bit faster and turn it into a hot girl girl power walk, if I'm feeling happier, if I'm finding more rest, if my husband and I have extra time together in the week, or we have a really, really great date because both of us brought our best energy to it. Those are things that you should be counting as a win. And the more you prove to yourself that you're capable of accomplishing little things, the more capable your mind and body will be, and you'll start identifying as somebody who always achieves their goals. Number 6 is to envision what it'll feel like to embody a person with that specific discipline. Whatever your discipline that you're trying to add into your life is, what does it feel like to be that person? And when you start really imagining creating an alter ego for yourself as that person, it's going to show you what steps you need to take to create that life. I was just listening to my friend Kim's podcast. It's called Your Number One Fan. I'll link it in the description box. It's such a good podcast. But she did an interview with a girl, Allie, who is an intuitive, and she had the best way of describing this. At one point, she had a goal when she was really financially struggling that one day she would be shopping at Whole Foods. So instead of waiting until she was able to do a full grocery haul at Whole Foods, she started going to Whole Foods regularly and just buying one banana. And because she was buying that one banana, she then was a person that shopped at Whole Foods. And it shifted her perspective enough that she was able to start acting like a person who could shop at Whole Foods in her career and showing up for herself in that way to build the financial ability to where now she can grocery shop at Whole Foods all the time. She doesn't have to think about, oh, can I afford Whole Foods? So you want to start finding ways to live as that person. Create an entire alter ego for yourself and try to step into that alter ego multiple times throughout the day. And because 7 is the number of completion, we're going to end with one last tip, and that is to stick with joy. Whatever you're trying to bring into discipline into your life, try to habit stack it or pair it or marry it with something that brings you joy. When I was trying to make fitness a regular part of my routine, I was struggling so hard because I would get bored in the middle of a workout. So I love trashy reality TV. I really truly do. I love an episode of The Kardashians. I used to really love Sister Wives. I love The Bachelor, Bachelorette. So I started pairing my workouts with reality TV, and I would tell myself the only place that you can watch this show is on your treadmill. And pretty soon I would be so hooked and so desperate to know what was going to happen next that I would find myself on my treadmill the next morning because I wanted to watch the show. And because my treadmill became associated with doing something that I really enjoyed, now when I think of my treadmill, I think of fun. And it completely shifted my perspective of that workout to the point where now I don't even need to watch reality TV, and I think of my treadmill as so much fun because it became a place where I was consistently having fun. I hope that one or more of those 7 tips really helps you find your discipline in life. It feels so good when you feel like you've really mastered discipline in an area, and I cannot wait for you to feel that way. I've been feeling that way so much in my business lately. I'm just sitting here watching my dreams come into fruition. It is so crazy. But it all happened because I really dug deep and figured out how to master discipline in my life, and I know that you can too. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. It helps YouTube know that you are liking my content. Make sure you are subscribed, and until next time, I will see you next time. Bye guys!